need to do to carry some of the momentum that you had going into the holiday break with those couple of wins?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was probably one of our better games of the year against Edmonton. I just think we played really well defensively. We held them obviously to 2 goals against a team like that, and that says a lot. But we have to start doing that on a consistent basis. And these guys, they can score goals and they have some good offensive talent. So we have to be really good defensively again tonight.
Well, do you look at the Kraken game as a turning point maybe here on home ice? Because for some reason you seem to pick up wins more on the road than you do at home.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the road, I think we simplify our game a little bit more, and we don't, I don't know if we just press too hard at home to try to get wins. But I mean, for us, I think if we have that kind of road mindset coming into tonight and simplify things and play well defensively like we did, before the break, I think it's going to, benefit us a lot.
You're just 6 points back of the Calgary Flames. I mean, there's still a lot of hope in this room.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we definitely know that we're definitely not out of it. We're right there. We just got to string some wins together here. I mean, it's every time it seems like we get back to 500, then we kind of slip a little bit. So now we have a chance to take off. That we brought ourselves back here and try to catch these teams ahead of us.
Is it a mental challenge coming back after a break? I mean, you like having breaks, but Christmas break is different.
No, I mean, I think, it's one thing to come back after only 3 days off and then, the All-Star break or whatever when you have a little bit more time. But for us to get right into it in the first period and get our legs going early, and again, that's exactly when you have to simplify things and not overcomplicate it and try to make those home run plays for us early here, is to, keep it simple and wear them down their end.
Hey, Bo, has it been baffling for you even to figure out your hockey team sometimes? You play so well, and other times you don't. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's really been a season of peaks and valleys. Has it been a mystery to you?
Yeah, I think it has been. I mean, I think it's been a mystery to everybody. Nobody can really put their finger on it, one specific thing, and I think, it's just the consistency in our group. I think, we know how good we can be and we know how good we can play. And we've shown it against some really good hockey teams this year. So it's just finding that consistency with our game. And I think thinking defense first is a big part of that.
What are the challenges for a group after 3 days off the ice, getting back into it?
Well, I mean, it's getting back into it. It's harder for some. It's easier for some. There's always a malaise where you feel lazy right off the bat, and you gotta get back into it as quick as you can. And then I think the other thing is the game itself has got to be simplicity. I mean, you're not in that groove where you played 3 out of 4, and you got to make simple plays simple and not try to do things that maybe you're incapable of doing or just not feeling good enough to do.
Dermott's back with the group after going down that.
Mm-hmm.
Is he an option for you yet?
He is an option. We'll see tonight.
Is there a way to the Edmonton game? It's only Friday, but is that feel like an age ago? Is that a game you can tie this one to?
Well, that's what I said. I said it feels like it's forever ago. So I mean, but it's to me, Christmas brings a new start for everything, and it's not the halfway point of the year, but it's close enough to start playing the second half of the season. So I mean, that's the way we're looking at it, and we were very average in the first half, and we'd certainly like to be better than average in the second half.
Bruce, have you figured out the riddle of your team playing on the road, sometimes playing so well, and at home you seem to struggle? Have you figured it out?
Well, if I could figure that one out, I would. I'd be a better coach, I guess. But I mean, no. I mean, it's puzzling how some games at home we look like we're horrible, and then some games on the road we look like we're unbeatable. And you just like to meld it together and get that consistency all the time. But right now we haven't got it. But there's still lots of time to get that consistency.
You gave Spencer the night off. Did you sense that he was tired, or he just needed it after making 10 straight starts, Bruce?
Well, I mean, it was a back-to-back, and listen, in this league he hasn't made more than 2 straight starts. So I mean, it was a difficult task we gave him, and difficult task mentally. And so I mean, to have that time off and for Delia to come in and do as well as he did, I mean, that's a great relief, I'm sure, for Spencer. And hopefully that little break has helped him out. And then he'll be back to form tonight. He has 10-5-1 in the 16 games he's played, which is I'd like to have that winning percentage right now.
With this Sharks team, you guys have had some good back and forth games, a couple overtime wins. Does it feel like a good team to kind of get back into the groove the way you guys have played them this
This NHL it doesn't matter. There's 31 teams that all can be great at a different time. I mean, we've had overtime luck with them, but they've played us pretty even. There's no doubt. And so I expect a pretty even kind of game tonight. And the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win.
Any sense on how long until Demko gets back?
No. I mean, I'm hoping it's within the next month, but I mean, that may sound silly, but I'm hoping it's in January. I mean, but you never know. We have that big break coming. It might be right after that, but I was asking a bit this morning, but I wasn't getting the answers that I really wanted, so I don't know.
What kind of progress is he making, Bruce?
I guess he's making good progress. He's doing what the doctors tell him. So, I mean, it's just a question of it healing. So.
How about Pearson?
Pearson skated hard today. He said he felt a lot better today. So I think in his mind he would like to make that Florida trip. But wouldn't we all?
6 points back on the Flames, starting play today for that final wild card spot. You mentioned the fact that you're kind of average in the first half of the season. Do you sense in that room, though, that the guys realize, hey, we're still there? Even though
Well, I'm sure they think they're all there. They also got 2 games in hand on the Flames, too, and Edmonton at the same time. And, and there's, I think the 5th place team in the other division is St. Louis at 34 points. So, I mean, it's not a question of not being there. We're right there. It's just we have to put a string of more than 2 together. And that's any team that does that usually really jumps up quickly in the standings.
Is this one of the hardest games of the year, the game after Christmas?
I got to believe it is. I mean, I'd have to look back and see how teams that I've had have done after that. But, I mean, it seems like with 3 days off and then, boom, it's like taking the 5-day break when you're not allowed to practice and then coming back and hoping. And usually those games are fairly sloppy games. And so hopefully our game that we tidied up a little bit in Edmonton rolls over to this game and we're not as sloppy as a normal 3-day break would lead you to be.